atmosphere that's been generated over the past few years. And it didn't begin with 9/11. It just deepened in 9/11.
Islamophobia is defined as hostility or discrimination against Islam or Muslims by excluding them from the economic, social, and public life of the nation. So how did we get to this point?
People are just afraid of what they just don't understand.
This is the reason why we find many Muslims, kind of fearful to speak out as openly as they should.
After 9/11, the big building I live in, people who knew me for years, they walk in circles around me, like they thought maybe I was a terrorist.
I don't think it's fair because they're using one stereotype to then go on and influence everybody else's image of another Muslim. So you can see another Muslim and think, yeah, that's a terrorist as well.
I think Muslims are represented in the media in a bad light, which is not true because Islam is not all about war and conflict. Islam is about peace. It brings people together, and it's only some extreme Islamic fundamentalists that bomb places out, but Islam's not about that. Interpret Islam very wrong.
I think Muslims are portrayed as negative because it's only one person did something, so like why are they being blamed for everything?
So we must ask ourselves, what is the dictionary definition of terrorism? The systematic use of terror, especially as a means of coercion. But what is terror? According to the dictionary I hold in my hand, terror is violent or destructive acts, such as bombing, committed by groups in order to intimidate a population or government into granting their demands. So what's a terrorist?
I think that Islam is represented as a violent religion, whereas in its main principles are peace and stability. It's only some extremists that ruin it for them.
In my opinion, Muslims are negatively represented in the media because of minority extremists that are continuously shown in the media. However, living in a multicultural society, I know differently, but many of the ignorant people choose to give in to the media's propaganda.
personally think that the media constructs an oppressive ideology that Islam is a violent religion, when actually that's not the case at all. I think the representation of Muslims in the media is blown completely out of proportion. How is it fair to judge a majority of the Muslim population based on a minority of Islamic extremists? Because the media is in the hands of those in power, that obviously gives them every right to construct any representation that they want for anybody. So who gives them the right to construct the meaning of Islam when they actually don't know the foundation basis of Islam anyway? Islam literally means peace, but for the media it means violence and terrorism. So what place does that leave for Muslims to live without suffering from any Islamophobic attacks?